I am agnostic, which means I think there's something out there. I'm just not sure what. I have enough mental clarity to see that all religions are as invented by man as a refrigerator or automobile, but I can't bring myself to go full-blown atheist. Why? Because every so often I get a nudge, a gentle reminder that says, hey, keep that ego of yours in check. Some would dismiss it as happenstance. Some would call it the hand of God. I'm not sure what to think, but I notice. It is New Year's Eve, with 1 year breathing its dying gasp and a new one crowning like a baby's head. I am in a small, sparsely attended dive bar with my friend Troy. We are here because Troy is a good person. I will soon betray him. 7 weeks earlier, 5 days before my birthday, in fact, the woman I loved decided she didn't want to be with me anymore. Silly me. I thought I would spend the rest of my life with her. Actually, she, Judy, made the decision to end the relationship long before informing me. She just needed to figure a few things out first. Most importantly, will the guy I cheated on Nathan with be a one-night stand or my new boyfriend? One night became new boyfriend, and I was shown my marching orders. I haven't talked to her since the next day, when I dropped off a box of memories, a locket of hair she had given me, a postcard featuring the champion horse Man o' War she sent while traveling, movie tickets from our first date. Judy and I met at a restaurant we once worked at. That means most of our friends are co-workers. On this particular New Year's Eve, Judy is hosting a party with her new boyfriend. Every one of our friends is at that party, except for Troy. He is kind enough to hang with me, the uninvited. We are having the discussions people have when one is in the throes of depression and the other is a comforting soul, with me saying, I can't believe this happened, and Troy agreeing with a litany of, I don't get it, you're much better than the new guy. There is a lag in the conversation because you can only beat those same thoughts into the ground for so long. Our silence hangs in the air a moment, a question mark suspended atop it, wondering who will pierce the taciturn atmosphere when Train in Vain by The Clash starts playing on the jukebox. The question mark disappears, and an unspoken understanding takes place between us. Neither will interrupt the song. Me, because I'm reveling in the pain and freeform association. Troy, because he is, most likely, tired of my blathering. When the song finishes, Troy and I have not said a word for 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Finally, Troy exhales. Wow, that was like perfect. It was perfect. As I am unable to make sense of my life, I stand and walk out into the night. I have not grabbed my coat because I don't need it. Standing in the cold, records say it was 5 degrees that night. I feel nothing. I strip off my shirt and absorb the winter air into my skin. Troy looks on in worry, wondering what this idiot friend of his is up to, but I just stand, breathing in, breathing out. I need to be alone and tell Troy I'm heading home. He tries to get me to put my jacket on, but I decline. I'll carry it home. I don't need it. I'm trying to feel something other than numb, or maybe I'm trying to numb my body so it distracts me from the emotion overpowering me. Troy goes to Judy's party. I'm fine with that. He's sacrificed enough of his holiday for me. And that is that. I spend the next 2 years of my life in therapy. 15 years later, I am driving through my old neighborhood. I haven't lived in that city for 13 of those years, but I'm back for work and have a lunch date with a good friend. There's a Thai restaurant from my college days that I love, one with a dish I've been unable to find anywhere else. That the restaurant has remained in business all these years with that item still front and center should tell you how special it is. As I near my old apartment, a wry smile of nostalgia crosses my face. I pull up to a stop sign and glance my left, right, and left again when my memory kicks in. The bar. I haven't thought of it in over a decade, but there it is. The memories of that New Year's Eve wash over me. And as they do, Train in Vain comes on the radio. My arm hair raises. My smile widens as grateful eclipses rye. Though the moment has taken me by surprise, I have already been down this emotional path. It was an incredibly dark period of my life, one of deep pain. When you give your heart and soul to someone and they tell you those items hold no value, it attacks your self-worth. I went through all the stages of grieving, lingering longer than I should have in depression and anger. But I eventually got to acceptance, and now I look back on that experience as one of the best things to ever happen to me. Had I not been dumped, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to learn what a healthy relationship is. I never would have met the woman I married, and I wouldn't have the 2 children I love more than life itself. Had I not learned the pain of infidelity, I might not be the loyal husband I am today. Not long after that New Year's Eve, I cut off ties with anyone stuck in the middle between Judy and me. I didn't want to force an ultimatum on anyone, but I couldn't be around them. I couldn't be reminded of her constantly if I was to ever heal. Troy was a good friend, but I couldn't know that on Monday he was hanging out with me, and on Tuesday, her. Maybe saying I betrayed him is too harsh, but I know he was surprised and possibly angered by my action. Though I hold no regrets, now that everything is so far in the rear view, I almost wonder what it would be like to talk to Troy or any of the other friends I shared with Judy back then. Well, to return to the beginning of this thought process, some might call that precise song playing at that precise moment the hand of God. Others would call it random. As I relived a memory that hadn't fired across my synapses in years, having thoughts of appreciation for all I went through, all I could think was, D. It is written. I just don't know who the author is. If you'd like to hear more about this relationship or my life, I wrote a book called I Was a White Knight Once. It's available on Amazon. You can also learn more about me on my website, nathantimmel.com. Thanks for listening.